It's Jody with All About the Harvest, where I teach you how to grow, use, and preserve your harvest. And today I am coming at you with a wonderful announcement. Azure Standard just came out with pint-and-a-half size jars, and I'm here to tell you all of the details. So as you know, I order from Azure Standard about every quarter, and they have lots of natural and organic, non-GMO things. They have canning items, gardening items, and so much more. If you haven't heard about Azure, I am happy to be the person that brings them to your attention. So they are located in Oregon, and they have all sorts of products like I just mentioned, and so much more, vitamins and dried goods and storage stuff, so many things that I will link my playlist below of the videos that I create. I try to always teach you something new about the company in each video, and I also tell you what I got and the prices that I paid for it. Now, these pint-and-a-half size canning jars I literally just got in my order on Tuesday. It is currently Thursday. I will be coming out with my Azure order video as well, so make sure that you're subscribed to my channel if you want to see what I got in that order and maybe give you some ideas on what you can order as well. But for today's video, let's get into the details of these pint-and-a-half size canning jars. Pint-and-a-half size canning jars are 24 ounces, and as far as I'm aware, Ball no longer makes the 24-ounce jars. So people have been wanting the 24-ounce jars. What Azure did is they made their own 24-ounce jars, and they made them in wide mouth and in regular mouth. So Ball only had them in wide mouth, and Azure has them in wide mouth and regular mouth. So let me go over some of these details with you and tell you why I love them. So we're going to start with the wide mouth. This is what the wide mouth looks like. It's absolutely beautiful, and I think these would make a great drinking glass. I compared them to a Ball wide mouth 24 ounce. So these are both Ball and the Azure. And the Azure is actually heavier than the Ball. So the Ball is 13.6 ounces and the Azure is 14.1 ounces. And they feel heavier. Like I can actually feel the difference, which is why I weighed the two. Okay, so as far as everything else goes with the jar, they seem pretty much the same, except Ball has the etching on the outside, and Azure does this where they etch it going inward, so it's easier for you to put your stickers and your labels over them. Now, Ball will have these measurements. Azure actually has areas where you could just put your sticker right here. So aside from those, I want to tell you a little bit more about the differences in the wide mouth jars. So for the Ball pint-and-a-half size jars, they came in a 9-pack. So you got 9 in a case. It was the only size from Ball that did 9-pack, and they came in their typical, here's a box, there's some dividers, and then here's just this little plastic covering. So with Azure, they come 12 in a box, and the box actually has a cardboard cover. So this box is perfect for using when storing either your canned goods in here or your empty jars. And then it has these dividers in between, so all of your jars are protected. Now, you might notice that none of these jars have lids or rings on them. And that is because Azure offers the option to purchase them with the lids and the rings or without the lids and the rings. It's cheaper to buy them without the lids and the rings. But obviously, if you need lids and rings, then get them with the lids and rings. Now, the jars that you might be waiting to see, and this is the regular mouth 24-ounce jars. So Ball never made a regular mouth pint-and-a-half size jar, not to my knowledge at least. So it basically just looks like a regular mouth pint or a regular mouth quart jar, although it is smaller than the quart and bigger than the pint. This also comes in a 12-pack, just like the wide mouth. They come in a 12-pack, and they come with or without lids or rings. And obviously, same thing here. You have the box that has the divider in it, and then it is a sturdy box, so you can use it for storage. So I just got these on Tuesday and I wanted to tell you the price I paid for these. The regular mouth pint and a half jars, so this one, was $12.48 for 12 of them. Again, this is without the lids and the rings. And then for the wide mouth without the lids and the rings, I paid $14.57 for 12 of them. So I think that is a great deal considering, first of all, that only the wide mouth was offered and it was only offered in 9, and now they're offered in 12. So you're getting 3 more jars than regularly. And for this, they never even had them. So I'm happy and I'm excited to actually try this particular size jar in the regular mouth and to add the wide mouth to my canning jar rotation. And if you weren't aware, you can order from Azure whenever you want. It's free to sign up for an account and there is no minimum. So again, I put that link in the description below. So you might be wondering, well, what do I do with these in between sizes? Most canning recipes call for either 8-ounce, 16-ounce, or 32-ounce jars, and these are 24-ounce jars. What do I do? And I created a video answering that question. I will link that up above and I will put that in the description below this video. So if you're new to canning and you want to make sure you're doing things the safe, tested, and approved way, I encourage you to take my canning courses. Once you purchase them, you can download all the materials and watch everything right away. And I only teach you safe, tested, and approved methods. I will not teach you anything that is unsafe. So if you're interested in that for yourself or somebody else, I'll put that link in the description below so that you can go ahead and look into that. Again, it's Jody with All About the Harvest, where I teach you how to grow, use, and preserve your harvest. And until next time, happy canning.